All right, guys. I'm finally back. I am sorry that's been a very long pause for me. I know the social media will be upset about it. I know my fans will be wondering what's going on. And so here is a massive Texas trip, my back future update for the end of October. I don't even know what the date is. I think it's the 27th. So, for those who are wondering, where have I been? I was down in Texas, near Houston, at what's called the Breeder's Assistance. This is an intense program that I have known about for a while. I've had a lot of friends that have gone to this program, and they told me about it. I started following them on social media, and I've just sort of tracked from there. I didn't realize that they had mostly advertised spring classes, which didn't make a lot of sense for me, because that's when breeding season was, and it turns out that doesn't make sense for a lot of people. So they were advertising those classes because that's when they had open availability. However, I should have looked into it on their actual website, that they had classes all year, and I could have gone to them at any point in order to make things easier. However, I didn't have a lot of drive to do that. As most, that's not Bailey, but Bailey's over here in the corner, has been my main breeding mare since 2020. She's had 3 foals, and she's pregnant with a 4th one, who I just checked on my live. And for the first 3, we didn't have any complications. So I didn't really think that I needed help. I have the stallion on the property, I have the mare on the property, and I love my vet. My vet is one of my best friends in this operation, and you really do need to be close with your vet in order to be breeding animals. However, when I started adding mares to the herd, and then when I started having issues, like started with losing Bailey's, I lost Bailey's 3rd foal at like 50 days old, just enough to be really attached to it. And then I couldn't get her rebred. I didn't have a stallion for a little bit, so I was trying to use frozen semen, which we can go into later on why that's more difficult. And then I got a 2nd mare. She doesn't seem to be cycling quite normal. Clydesdales are not an easy breed to breed. It got complicated. I lost some foals, I lost pregnancies, I lost a mare, and just things got a lot more difficult. And that's when my vet was like, you need to be getting some of this done on your own. Tough love, man. Tough love. I really wanted her to be a part of all of it, and she tried her best, but it is not fair to ask her to come out and check 6 mares every day for 2 months. And that's honestly almost what it takes. I mean, it takes at least 3 mares a day that I'll be checking. So I hope you guys are excited for that. So that is where I've been. That is my reason on why I've been gone. Hopefully it's going to pay off. I'm going to do another video about how this class went down and whatever. I've already felt through Bailey. We'll be checking on Vivian. I'll be checking on the other mares, and I will be upgrading a lot of equipment, so you guys will get to see a lot of that. It was not a cheap program, and that also is what held me off from doing it for a long time. Milo! No! He's chewing on my rubber boot, which already has a hole in it. I need new rubber boots. So I am very excited that is going to be all of next year. However, back at it, I am not planning on going anywhere for a while. I know you guys have dealt with me disappearing from the World Show, my Topfield show, and then this breeding clinic. I will now be home until next year. I have no plans on leaving. I am sick of living out of a bag. I am not a traveling person. I'm much more of a homebody. I don't own 12 horses to pay other people to take care of them, so I am finally going to be home. I did miss out on going live and showing you guys as I was working Tilly. Of course, Tilly is going to be my main priority with getting her muscle strengthening and everything. She seems to be really progressing well. Everybody else who is a part of the 6-horse hitch has needed that downtime and break. Vivian and Bailey, being pregnant, are going to be on a much calmer regimen. It is time to get out the boys. Joey's got to go to surgery still. That's on the program. Ellie and Raina, I need to get a feel on where they are at and what they feel like internally for breeding season. Roxanne and Lady are going to be in full swing training. I believe they're both going to be 3 this coming year. So we will be getting the finalizations of what it's going to take to actually ride Lady. She is she's my riding horse out of all the Clydes, being that she's crossed with a thoroughbred. And it's finally time to ride her. I would like to get her driving a little bit smoother, keeping her hind legs on the ground. Roxanne is going to get a little bit more training in just simple driving. We don't need to push her. She's just really got it locked in. And of course, then we're going to start some things with Finley. She doesn't need to learn anything in harness. Obviously, she's only going to be a year old in January, but that is when I actually like to start teaching them ground manners when it comes to moving forward, backwards, standing off my pressure, and lunging in both directions. That will make it easier later, so while I'm long lining, when she starts taking a bit at 2 years of age, it's not so confusing of what I might be asking. Might not make sense yet, but it will make it so she has a clue later. And yeah, so that's what the plan is. It's going to be a lot of training, not leaving, and yeah. The other thing, I know everybody is concerned after watching me blow my back out on a live. That hurt. I can't believe watching over the video that I couldn't finish that out, but I'm also trying to remember that I was legitimately paralyzed in pain. I did partially slip 2 discs out. As you can tell, I am upright, I am fine, I can wiggle, still have a lot of tension in the back, and I will be going to the chiropractor more regularly, along with maybe hitting the gym for some physical therapy. So thanks for all of the concerns, questions, and everybody who reached out. That hurt a lot. I highly suggest avoiding doing that, which means I need to work a lot more core. And you guys will notice / also be sure to yell at me that I need to squat a lot more. So thank you for all of the lovely presents and packages. I will be updating my Amazon list because there will be a ton of things I will be needing for breeding season. So anybody who supports me by either watching my videos, following, liking, subscribing, checking out my Amazon wish list, or going to my Spicy page and following me there, I can't thank you guys enough for making this all possible, and I hope to catch you on the next live. Have a great day.